Hello and welcome to Gravitas Plus, our digital-only edition. I'm Palki Sharma Upadhyay and I'm going to start by telling you the story of a leader. He has turned into a vendor of delusions during this pandemic. He's treating facts the way David Beckham once treated football. He's bending them the way he wants, in the direction he likes, only that the world is not going gaga over what he's doing. The leader I'm talking about is Imran Khan, the Prime Minister of Pakistan. He has spent the last 3 years only chasing the Kashmir dream. He has travelled the world to build support for his cause. He has peddled lies about India on global platforms, but his efforts have been met with rejection from all sides. Imran Khan has only received one setback after another in his attempts to corner India. The frustration from these setbacks forced him to make a phone call.
How are you?
He recently dialed the Prime Minister of Nepal, the one and only KP Sharma Oli. I'm not making this up. The hotlines between Kathmandu and Islamabad have been active for a while now. The entire world knows about what these two leaders have been discussing or would have been discussing. Capturing the territory of neighbours by fixing maps. Maps which are not worth the paper they're printed on. How would most countries do something like this? Well, to start with, most responsible, peace-loving countries would not claim land that belongs to others. If they did, they would perhaps send troops. They would chalk out battle strategies, then make an attempt. But Pakistan is only following Nepal's roadmap. So it very conveniently got a new map printed, just like Kathmandu did. Islamabad marked the map with multicolored sketch pens, labelled parts of India as its own and declared that all of Kashmir now belongs to Pakistan. Easy peasy. But why just Kashmir? Why did Pakistan leave out Ladakh? Why not claim everything all the way to the Shaksgam Valley and Aksai Chin? You see, Islamabad did not want any conflict of interest with the Chinese. So in this new map, while Pakistan clearly delineated its borders with Kashmir, it carefully left out Ladakh to avoid any competing claims with its master and creditor, which is China. It has left the frontiers in Ladakh undefined for China to draw its own lines. This truly is an exercise in political absurdity, as the Indian Foreign Ministry put it. It is absurd because nothing changes on the ground. If anything, it makes things worse for Pakistan, and Imran Khan might end up regretting his decision. Because it is for the first time that a Pakistani map has included Gilgit-Baltistan as part of Kashmir, something that is part of India. Something that India has been claiming since the very beginning of the Kashmir dispute. Now, by putting it on Pakistan's map, Islamabad's claims of autonomy for this region stand completely nullified. The Indian government must take advantage of this fact at diplomatic forums. As for Pakistan, its absurdity does not end with the inclusion of Kashmir. According to the new map, Junagadh, a city in the Indian state of Gujarat, a place which does not even share borders with Pakistan, is now in Pakistan. How is that even possible? Well, if Germany and Japan can share borders for the Pakistani Prime Minister, why can't Junagadh be in Pakistan?
On the border region of Germany and Japan, they had joint industries. So now there's no question of them ever having bad relations.
Well, we say Islamabad should go ahead and claim as much land as it wants to. Anyway, the changes mean nothing to the rest of the world. And by the way, this new map is just one aspect of Pakistan's PR stunt. A highway in Islamabad, earlier known as the Kashmir Highway, has now been renamed as the Srinagar Highway. What's the point of this? Does it cut down on the travel time? Does it mean the roads to Srinagar are now open for Pakistanis? No, it doesn't. The total length of the highway still remains 25 kilometers. The distance between Islamabad and Srinagar still remains 167 kilometers. Imran Khan can drive all he wants to on the so-called Srinagar Highway. It won't lead him to India, let alone to Srinagar. And then we come to this, a commemorative postal stamp. Pakistan has released the stamp to mark 1 year of the abrogation of Article 370. Read very carefully what it states. State terrorism at its worst. A bit rich, won't you say, coming from a country that remains on the FATF grey list for failing to end state-sponsored terrorism and terror financing. And the country which is quietly rebranding its terrorists in the middle of a pandemic. There are so many holes in every argument by Pakistan that you can literally fly a whole squadron of F-16 jets through them. So they redraw a map on a piece of paper, they rename a highway after Srinagar, they make terror confessions on postal stamps. That should be enough propaganda, you would imagine, for one country, especially for one that is in the middle of an economic collapse and a pandemic, but not Pakistan. It's not just any other country. It's an army with a country. It did not stop there. Pakistan released 2 propaganda songs about Kashmir. What better way, some would say, to lay claim on something than write a song about it? And wait till you hear who has given their voices to these songs. 2 men who have made their careers by singing in Indian films. Shafqat Amanat Ali, who once sang a bhajan, a tribute to Mahatma Gandhi, India's father of the nation. And Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, who has made fortune singing in India. Anyway, singing is harmless. We can all do with a bit of entertainment during these times. But while they're at it, they might want to write some songs to please the Arabs too, because they've been striking all the wrong notes there. Saudi Arabia, that has loaned Pakistan cash, oil and jets to attend United Nations meetings, is upset with Pakistan, is upset with Imran Khan. So much so that it is making Pakistan pay back loans. Islamabad is increasingly being isolated in the Muslim world as it sinks deeper into China's debt trap and pushes its delusion of claiming Kashmir.